Howdy, Simmers. I was debating making this video, but here I am. The talk of the town in the Sims community right now is this new life sim game called Life by You. It was made by the same people who created City Skylines, which I'm not gonna lie, I have never played and I probably never will. Earlier this month, Paradox Interactive did a live stream on Twitch where they showed off any future games coming, little announcements, trailers, and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't find out about Life by You until like an hour before they were announcing the teaser trailer. So prior to that, I hadn't even heard a whisper about this game. So it just kind of came out of nowhere. They did that thing that I know that no one likes where it's an announcement for an announcement. So great job, Paradox. So the official announcement of this game was actually on March 20th, and that is the event that we're going to be talking about today and taking a look at. And I'm gonna say this right now because I've already seen comments about this. This game is not going to kill The Sims. Like, I know that happened with City Skylines and SimCity, but SimCity kind of did it to themselves. City Skylines really had nothing to do with SimCity's downfall, and it's not going to be the same for The Sims. This game coming out is not going to just get players to immediately drop The Sims and move over to their game. That's not what's going to happen. So, starting at the beginning of the event, we are introduced to Rod Humble, who actually worked on The Sims 2 and Sims 3. Rod Humble actually has a very iconic character in The Sims 2. He has this sim here, and this sim would show up to your Sims house in The Sims 2 and give your Sims a free PC. So it says that he's best known for his work on The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, but he also develops his own games, as we now know from Life by You. Um, but he left EA at some point in 2010 and went to actually work with people who created Second Life. So, Second Life, I've actually played a little bit of, but not for a very long time. And I feel like when I actually got into that game, it was basically dead. All right, so getting into the actual trailer, we start out with kind of panning over this open world, which they state off the bat is open world. Definitely trying to tailor to the people who hate the loading screens from The Sims 4 and want that open world experience that we had in The Sims 3. They show off some very basic stuff coming in the game, so we see the characters cooking and having relationships, all normal parts of life, right? The scenery around is interesting. It looks like we have a lot of places that we can go to and visit. We have the beach, kind of like a suburbanish area. Real conversations. You can take your Sims shopping, which I called them Sims already. I don't know what else to call them. They just call them humans in this, and so I'm like, there's no interesting play on the title or something for them, for what they're called. They do have the color wheel and some pretty intense stuff going on in terms of editing. This is the character creation stuff, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the way it looks. So, looks like we do have kind of that swatch option in the character creation stuff. We can move walls to half tiles, which is something we can't do in The Sims. So much UI, so many crazy things on here that I'm just like, what am I looking at? So many different ways that you can create stuff and edit and make everything your own. It's an ongoing list of just basically you can create every single thing about the game. That is the trailer. Now, if I know the Sims community, which I do, a lot of people in the Sims community love drama. They love when people throw shade. They love when EA/The Sims team gets quote unquote put in their place. And there was definitely some shade thrown when Rod Humble said this.
Open world was at the center of our game design. And that's because life doesn't have any loading screens.
I am not someone who likes drama. I don't appreciate the shade. And luckily, I'm not the only one who feels kind of ick because of it. Unfortunately, the original tweet for this thread was deleted, but it said something along the lines of how that line came off as kind of aggressive and how they were turned off because of it. I get it's competition, you're trying to draw an audience's attention, but it's possible to do that without coming for another game or throwing shade. As thematically said, there is a very fine line between being confident but minding your own business versus entering a rivalry with a "we're so much better than you" approach. And I definitely feel like that's kind of what was happening. They're making it very clear that they believe their game is a lot better. And while it's good to be confident, I don't think just automatically going off with the idea that this game is going to be so much more successful than The Sims is a good idea. But moving on from that drama, with it being open world, we do have a lot of ways for our characters to kind of explore the world. So open world, they are planning on having cars in the game and also skateboards and bikes. And of course, you know, you can have your character walk around. So that is kind of cool. Skateboards aren't even really a thing I think we have in any of the Sims games. Now, we do obviously have cars in the first three Sims games. I actually don't remember if Sims 1 has cars or not, but Sims 4 definitely doesn't. I know Sims 2 and Sims 3 do, though. I think it's really cool that we'll have different ways for the characters to get around than just basic cars or walking or even bikes. Like, those are all kind of stuff that we have in the Sims game already. We don't have skateboarding. We don't have any kind of other transportation other than like the main, probably more common three types. So I know a lot of people are excited that cars are going to be in this game because a lot of people are really upset that we don't have cars in The Sims 4 because of the whole loading screen thing. I don't care about cars. Never have, probably never will. A life sim game not having cars is not going to stop me from playing the game. Rod Humble has also said that there are no rabbit holes in this game. Even with Sims 3 being open world, that game still had rabbit holes. So that kind of shows you how open of a game they're planning on making this. All I can think of is how taxing this is going to be on people's computers. I definitely don't think that they're catering towards lower end computers. I've already seen that the specs for this game are supposed to be higher than the Sims 4 specs. I don't know what the specs for Sims 3 are, but I would guess that these ones are higher than the Sims 3 as well. And so I'm sorry to anyone who has lower end computers or just computers that already struggle with running games like The Sims 3 or Sims 4. This game is probably not going to work on your computers. You will probably have to upgrade, unfortunately. But that is the situation with this. They are definitely trying to make it super open, super available to everyone. But unfortunately, with how heavy of a game I think this is going to be, a lot of players probably are not actually going to get to enjoy this game because it just won't work on their computers. And as we saw in the trailer, we are able to create the world and the people, and so we have a lot of different types of editor tools that are coming with this. So what they're showing right now is the region editor tool, so you can take this and go to like an empty part of the world and just basically place down whatever you want. And you can also do that with any part of the world, not just empty, but the area that they're showing is actually empty. So as you can see, there's nothing around here, and they've just picked a house from the catalog and put it down here. And what they have talked about, Hannah, who's actually kind of talking about this editor tool, mentioned that if you want to move your house next to your job or move your workplace next to the house, you can totally do that. So that way your character doesn't have to drive all the way to work. They can just walk over. So there is a lot of basically create a world kind of stuff happening like in Sims 3 where you can build kind of your own spaces and make them look however you want. Which is really cool, but I definitely think that there are a lot of choices in that catalog, and it doesn't stop there. Hi, I've moved myself over here so I can kind of show you this UI a little bit better. But what they're talking about now is the conversation creator. So they have a real life language implemented into this game so that you can have like full on stories that go on between the characters in this game, and you can completely create your own stories and your own conversations and dialogue in this, which this looks very complicated to me. I am someone who loves writing and storytelling, but even this is a little bit too much for me, and it looks very, very confusing. I am not gonna lie. Like, look at all this. This is just so much, and my brain cannot comprehend any of that. And if you weren't overwhelmed already, you're about to be. This is the object editor tool. where you can change the functionality of basically every object in the game. The example they're using is turning a flower bush into a toilet. And of course, we all know that the pea bush slash woohoo bush in The Sims 4 is one of the most iconic things ever. I definitely don't think that the Life by You team was trying to be subtle with this. So all of these tools that they have shown off and even more are actually going to be coming with the game, so we will be able to use all of them. He also mentions skill editors and quest editors, which I don't know exactly what the whole quest thing is about. It's honestly giving me Sims Medieval vibes just thinking about it.
Life by You is available for pre-order now on the Epic Game Store. If you pre-order, you gain our Life Begins pack, which includes a vintage scooter that you can customize any way you like, a fashion pack, a decor pack. You get the full version of the game when it's released, and you gain early access later this year.
So yeah, they did that thing that a lot of people don't like, where if you pre-order something, you get exclusive content. I know Lil Simsy hates when The Sims does this, and I don't think that this was a very smart move on Life by You's part, but they did it. I also don't like that pre-order is only available on Epic, which means you can't get any of this content unless you get the game through Epic, which really, really sucks. I don't know if Steam actually allows you to pre-order the game, though. Like, I don't know if that's a thing or not. But early access is going to be in September, and that's going to be on both Epic and Steam, which is cool. But unfortunately, if you do get the game through Steam, you won't have access to that scooter that they're talking about and any of those like pre-order pack stuff that Rod was discussing, and that just kind of sucks, really, for them to do exclusive content like that and then put it on Epic of all places. Now, with the game being put into early access, that means that it's not going to be complete when it becomes available for early access. There's still going to be a lot of improvements to be done, a lot of bug fixes. And according to them, they want to do that so they can get player feedback and make the game the best that it can be for their players, which I get. And a lot of things I definitely feel will need to be fixed and improved upon during early access. They've already mentioned that their graphics of the game are going to improve, which I really hope that the improvement is immense, because right now I am just not a fan of the way the game looks. I think it is super ugly. I'm not gonna lie, and a lot of people have agreed that like the graphics of this game right now just are not it. So hopefully that can be improved immensely. I'd love to see what the final art style ends up looking like. I hope that it is a lot better than what it currently is now, because it definitely needs some help. My other concerns are that with as customizable as it is, once again, it's not going to work on a lot of lower end computers or a lot of good computers that maybe are having issues with games like Sims 3. So that is another concern for that. Overall, I can say I am more overwhelmed than impressed. Now, am I going to pre-order this game? No. No, I'm not. Am I still going to play the game? Yes, but probably not until it's either in early access or out of early access. Like, I'll probably wait a while after it actually releases in early access before I join in, so I won't get it as soon as it becomes available. But maybe after, like, a few months or so, I may decide to go ahead and jump in and see what they've done with the game in that time. But for me, I will be playing the game because it is a life sim game. I love games that are in this genre, and there's not many of them. But I won't say that I am like super hyped for the game or that I'm really like super excited or that I think it's going to be better than The Sims. For now, I'll just say I'm looking forward to seeing where this game goes, and I will be playing it and making content for it in the future. How far in the future, I cannot and will not say, but rest assured you will see something from me regarding Life by You. But that is all I'm going to say and talk about regarding Life by You. Of course, in the comments, leave your thoughts and opinions about this upcoming game. Obviously, my opinion may be different from yours. I'm expecting a lot of you to be really excited for this. Don't bash on me for my opinion. I won't bash you for yours. And I'm going to go ahead and link this event video in the description for you guys if you want to watch it in full. And with that, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel and make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss anything. Be sure to follow my socials. Links are below. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.